a picture before you leave?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God, thank God I'm on the call.
Yeah. We wouldn't remember it without you, Lori.
Get our drink.
Yeah. Where you at, girl? Picture time.
It's on my own.
You got to do your thing, Claudia. You got to win.
There she goes. Okay, ready? I'm doing a boomerang. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I love it. That's awesome. Okay. So tonight, I asked. What?
I got to put my wrist back on.
Oh, sorry.
Put your mask on. Oh, she's putting her
head wrap on. Okay, so tonight I asked Kisa to pop on and share with us. You know, I liked my little analogy of what did I? Now I can't remember what my analogy was. It was something about sports. Taking a timeout. Wait, getting back in the game after taking a long time out. And so you didn't see my analogy, Kisa?
I did.
Why is she frozen?
Look at that face. That's such a great frozen face.
Is she frozen?
Yeah, well, either that or she turned into a statue. I don't know. Oh, there she goes.
Dang it, I was just gonna take a picture and it unfroze. So I asked her if she would come back in because I know, like, you know, I talked about on one of our team calls, kind of like, you know, I was struggling and trying to get back in the game, and you know, I never like fully went away, but there's certain times in your life where you kind of take a step back, and that's life. That's how this kind of business roll. And the greatest thing about it is that, you know, through that time, I know Kisa continued to take care of herself, which is our number one job as a coach, right? She consistently continued to show up for herself, show, you know, what she was doing on social media, or sharing what she was doing on social media. And so when she was ready to get back in the game, it's like she knows what to do. And so I want to normalize, like, not like I want everybody to go away and be like, bye-bye, but I want to normalize, like I want to normalize the fact that sometimes in life, there's just times where we need to take a step back. And that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're a horrible coach. It doesn't mean you're a horrible person. It just means that something in your life has changed. I know she's back, and I just wanted you to hear from her, you know, kind of what that looks like. What did that feel like? What did that look like? And how she's, you know, decided to come back from a break, if you will. I don't really have a better term.
Here, call the dog.
But so without further ado, Kisa Andrews.
Okay, so Kelly, I did not prepare for this. She asked me to do this, and I don't have a script or anything, but so you all probably know I did this whirlwind move across from Oregon to Wyoming in a matter of 3 months. Literally, husband got a job offer, sold our house, bought a house, got another job. And prior to that, I was kicking ass. Like, I was hitting SC every single month consistently. So I was on a 6-month streak, and then July hit. And was it July? Yeah, July hit. And I was still having conversations with people. I was still inviting people. I was still working out. I was still taking care of me. But all of a sudden, it was just all too much, right? So I was trying to do everything while trying to maintain the business. And even though I was still having a ton of conversations, it resulted in nothing. And I think part of it had to do with my mindset. One of the things that left during that 3 months was my PD. I wasn't reading personal development during that time. I think I was just a little bit, but not consistently. And so that really, I think, played a huge impact on the conversations that I was having with people. So even though I was having conversations, I will tell you that those conversations, even though, like, it overwhelmed me. I would wake up in the morning and I would have an inbox full of people, and it was literally the last thing I wanted to do. Like, it just felt like one more thing I had to get done. And I didn't want to leave them hanging. But I have a feeling that the reason that disconnect was there, because then I went on a 3-month streak of no Success Club. So I think a lot of it had to do with mindset. And so when we got to Wyoming, and I started to get settled in, like I was consistently still showing up on social media. I was consistently still in my stories because I knew at some point I was going to get back in it, right? And I knew if I just took a complete break and like disappeared, it was going to be even harder to get that momentum back. And people are going to question me and the trust that they built. They'll be like, how can you tell me that you can be all busy and do all this stuff, and you just disappeared and didn't show that you were doing your workout? So a lot of that was building trust. Those conversations that I was having, I was still building relationships. So even if they didn't turn into a customer or a coach, then they might still be down the road. So when we got here and we started to settle in, I really had to, like, I had a heart to heart with myself to go like, is this what you still want to do? Because I was in Wyoming, right? That was my big why. Beachbody's big why was get my ass to Wyoming. And I was in Wyoming. So then I had to reevaluate and go, what is your why? Why are you going to do this? Like, why are you going to continue? And I had to be honest and go like, okay, Keith, are you really going to continue with your, like, if you just up and quit, are you really going to stay consistent with your workouts and your nutrition? Honestly, probably not. I mean, I don't know. But I had to find a bigger why. And so I knew I needed to pick up my PD again. And so I unpacked my books and I started reading Get Over Your Damn Self. And this is a really good book as far as it gives you like some technical business tips. It gives you conversations. It gives you how to steer a conversation, ask for referrals. Like there's some really good tips in here. And it had you dig into your why. And so I had to figure out my why, and I didn't know it right away. Like I had to figure it out. I also knew my mindset. Like I was like, it really came down to mindset. This was great for technical. It wasn't helping my mindset, like give me the fire back that I knew that I needed. And so I ordered this book, Hustle, Believe, Receive. And because I knew it was mindset that I needed to get my head in the game, because I was tired of feeling like these women that were reaching out to me and messaging me were just one more thing for me to do. And that's what it felt like for 3 months, pretty much. And I was getting frustrated because I was like, why am I not hitting Success Club? I'm having 500 conversations and I'm not hitting it. I don't get it. I don't understand. And looking back, I was so disconnected from the business aspect, and I was just going through the motions that it actually impacted my business. And so I'm back. I figured out another reason why I wanted to do it. Not only do I want to help women and do all that stuff, but I had to find something deeper. And so my why is so that my husband doesn't have to work his job that he's in now. So he took that job to kind of get us out here. I know it's not his happy job, forever job, what he wants to do for the rest of his life. So if I can put in some extra time doing this to help build a foundation to get him to do what he wants to do, then that's my why. So I am back. It's baby steps. But I jumped in. I jumped in with the diamond push. I knew I was ready at that point when it was presented beforehand. I knew that I wasn't, like, it was just one more thing. I couldn't take on any more trainings. I couldn't commit to anything else. So now I'm ready. I found a success partner outside of this team to hold me accountable so that we can push each other. And her and I are very close to the same, kind of on the same level and know where we want to go. And so I am working with her, brainstorming ideas, holding each other accountable. what else? I'm back to a point where I'm enjoying having the conversations. Like, I'm excited to wake up and have that inbox full of women, whether they turn into customers, coaches, or not, or they're just asking me random questions or sharing that they went on a walk with the free 5-day challenge. Like, I'm excited to get back to connecting with more women to help them on their health and fitness journey. Like, I just had a lady reach out to me today and was like, what do I do? Like, how do you stop your sugar cravings? Like, I can't stop. Like, all I want is sugar. And so I'm having a conversation with her and helping her through that. So just building and establishing those relationships. I set a big goal this month. I wanted to hit SC40, and that number came based on the money amount I want to bring in this month. So I broke it down. So I set some big goals, knowing that even if I don't hit that goal, I'm going to be closer than had I not set that goal. Had I set a safe goal of SC5, then great. Okay, I'm back, but I'm at SC5. You know what I mean? So it's going to push me. I'm not going to overwhelm myself. It's okay to take a step back. I'm also going to make a point that I'm shutting my phone off at 9 o'clock at night. Like, what I get done, I get done. Because I don't want to burn out, and I don't want to get to the point where I don't want to do this, or I don't want to respond to messages. I'm also trying to make a point, like on Sunday, I worked a little bit on Sunday, but I made it more of a relaxation time and time with my husband. My husband's traveling a lot more with this job, so I'm trying to be way more focused on my time when he's home. So those are all the little things that I'm just kind of doing. I'm like, yeah, it's time to get back in it. It's time to go. I've got a list, and my brain is going like 500 miles a minute because I've got all these ideas that I want to do. And so I'm back. I've got a big goal. I'm ready. And what I love about this team is that it's not just one of us, right? So literally, I started drowning, and Laura, like, stepped up and was wingman with Kelly. And that's what I love about this team, is that if we have to take a step back because life happens, somebody's there. Like, we're not all just left to the dust to figure it out. Like, somebody is here to help Kelly and help lead, and it's okay. It's okay if you have to take a step back, because if you're going 100 miles a minute in this business nonstop, yeah, consistency is key. If you completely drop off, you're going to have a harder time starting back up. And I'm a big believer in momentum. Like, it sucks to lose that momentum. It really did. It sucked to lose that momentum. It's harder to get it back. And so once you lose that momentum, you just kind of are like, whatever. I missed it. Whatever. Who cares? So if you've got the momentum, don't lose it. But if you have to take a step back because life happens, like, don't beat yourself up about it. Just, I would encourage you, I would much rather see you take a step back and do what you need to do than to quit. I think a lot of times in this business, people get overwhelmed because life happens and they just think that they can't do it anymore. So they just quit. They just cancel their coach account. They don't, they just stop. And I would much rather see people take a little bit of a step back, continue to show up on social media and show people that you're showing up for yourself through whatever you're going through. And then when you're ready to take a step back in and invite and have all those, set those goals and figure out your why and all that, then jump right back in. But we shouldn't feel bad about it. You know what I mean? So that's my spiel. The whole 5-day group helped a lot. Like, I am in there pouring into people. I am following up with all of my ladies. Like, I had a ton. I think I had over like 31 people say that they wanted to do that free group. So I'm really messaging and I'm pouring into them this week. Whether or not that'll turn into anything, I don't know. But, I plan on following up with them again tonight. To kind of say, invite them to the challenge group, remind them of the sample workout, all that stuff, just building and connecting. And so there's a lot of stuff going on this month that kind of timed with me coming back. There's the breakaway launch. We had the free group. Dave's doing the diamond push. So I think I had a lot of those things to help me kind of get my head in the game. But by far, number one was getting back into my PD. Like, for sure, that's influencing my conversations.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did you get all those people to come to the 5-day breakaway? Were they current customers? Were they just random people?
No, most of them are all cold market. And so they were an invite, and I think we shared, or maybe we shared the invite language in the group. I can't remember or not, but essentially it was something like, hey, I don't do free. So some of them were people that are cold market that I've been talking to, right? Or that I've sent sample workouts and then they never commit or they ghost or whatever. So when I'm like, hey, I'm doing a free group and I don't do these very often, your ass needs to be in here. I didn't say your ass, but you really need to be in here. Then they're like, yeah, sure. Now some of them just went in and they haven't done anything with it and they're ignoring my follow-ups, but I'm still going to follow them. Other ones were cold market people that have either new followers or somebody who liked or commented on one of my posts. And then I just send them the invite. And a lot of them ignored. And then, so they'd get the invite and then they'd also get a follow-up. Like, hey, I don't know if you saw, but I'm doing this thing. And then I literally, I don't have it because it's in my other room, but I had paper and pen, a sheet, and I just started tracking everybody. And then if they got a link, I went back and I checked if they were in the group. And if they weren't in the group, my ass was back in their inbox. And I was like, I sent you the link. I don't see you in the group. What's up? And I literally had one lady who said, yeah, I know I'm really suffering with depression right now. I don't want to do anything. And I pushed her, and she's cold market. I had conversation. I pushed her and I said, I want you to get in the group. I said, it is a super positive atmosphere. I said, you need that. And I said, and I want you to take a walk every day because both those things are going to be good for your mental health. You know what she did? She got in the group. She didn't go on any walks, but her ass showed up to the Saturday Live workout. And she's considering I'm having conversation with her now, and she's considering doing 30-day breakaway. So it's just, I really think that pulling my PD back in has helped me with those conversations with people instead of just taking the no and whatever. Like if in the past, if somebody had said, I'm really suffering with depression, I probably would have been like, I'm really sorry, that sucks. And I probably wouldn't have pushed her to join the group. But because I knew it was something that would help her, regardless of the outcome, I pushed. And so I kind of pushed back on people. And I did it on more than, and I was like, get in the group. And, I was tagging them in posts. So does that answer, Lori? So anybody who liked, comment, followers, and people I had talked to in the past. And really, a lot of the people that you talked to in the past, like 3 months ago, they were like 3 months ago, 6 months ago. I went back in. I pulled them. I was like, hey, and I really used the language like, I don't do free groups very often. You should really get in this. So, and then following up when they ignored, hey, did you see the invite? Because most of the time people open it, they dismiss. And if you don't follow up and say, hey, remember, then you're never going to get them.
Hey, Lori, I was gonna add, so I ended up inviting everyone, like I made a Facebook invite and invited the maximum number of people I could do, which is 500. So I just invited 1 billion people. I do that when we have free groups, and so that's kind of like free people who get in. And then I actually threw something that I made, like a post of me running into some like teacher groups I'm in, and then it got removed from one of them, and I had like 100 people who wanted to go, but it got removed, and Facebook got mad at me for all the messages I was sending. But with a free group, you can sneak in sneaky ways sometimes if you're in other groups, and you can just be like, I've been really struggling you know, feeling down, and I decided to make this 5-day challenge for anyone interested. I find that you can sneak that kind of crap in to sometimes to other social groups, and you can actually get some interest without being creepy. So, or you can get kicked off.
Did you do that?
But
Did you do that in your personal Facebook, or did you do that in your business Facebook?
it was my business is largely run off my personal Facebook, to be honest. Like, I'm not really the
Okay.
model of how you should
Okay.
do it, but yes, it was off my personal Facebook. So,
Okay. Good to
but
know.
I'm
Okay.
going to tell you guys all something. If we do another free group, or when we do it, like, free groups are like, I built my business on those, and you don't need that to build a business. That's Abigail. You don't need free groups to build a business, but that's what we were doing back when I started. And I will tell you, like, so
Mhm.
anytime we ever run a free group, if you can dig deep and get as many people in as possible, because people are so much more likely to say yes. And Kisa's saying that she's got those ghoster people, but those ghoster people, if you just keep following up, eventually they, like, so many of those seeds end up coming to fruition. So, or whatever I'm looking for there. So
Mhm.
I know it's kind of retroactive right now, but let's say in January we did another free group. Like, just plant that seed in your head now. If we got one of those coming up, those are, like, really, really great for moving your business forward, not from the free group always. Like, you might not see it from the free group, but it gives you people to follow up that you know had a vested interest at one point, and eventually a lot of them do say yes to you. So
I was gonna say, I really, because like you said, we used to do free groups. We would do them so often that we wouldn't put a lot of energy. It just got so tiresome because you do these free groups and then not a lot would come from it, like in that free group. And so we kind of went away from them. Like, nope, in order to be in our challenge group and get more of our energy so we don't burn out, was you have to invest, right, in yourself and in, and stuff. And so I loved that free group. I loved the idea of it. I loved, it kind of died a little bit going into the hype group because it's just not the same as a challenge, and that's going to happen. But I really want to incorporate that plan with every new launch. Like, I want to do like a 5-day, like before 9-week control freak. We can, I don't know how we frame, I don't know when that's coming out, but like, I really like that idea of creating a 5-day free group with some kind of challenge where people are challenged to do something, that they're not normally doing, and then following into a hype group just to get people, into, because then you can go at it from two different angles. Like, you can go at it from, let's get you some information, or like show you what our challenge group looks like, for this new program, or, hey, let's just get you moving and let's do something, good for yourself. Hey, and we've also got this new program coming up. So I really liked that format, regardless of, I don't know if I'll get any points out of this or any new customers or whatever, but I really, really liked it. Like, I was so inspired by how many women that like he said that she had 30 some people in there. Like, I didn't know any of the people that were posting, for the challenge, except for one, I think, and she just bought, but she was a current customer. But all these people, when I screenshot a ton of their comments on the like, I hadn't gone out and done something for myself like this for, I couldn't tell you how long, or this, I made time for myself, even though, it was just like, and it was for free. Like, these people, and I was like, and I was going, I'm like, I don't know these people. I'm like, I hope this will continue. Like, I hope now you see this habit and it will will continue. Doesn't mean they have to continue by buying something with us or anybody that was in the group. It's just like, but now they've changed a habit, and guess what? They're going to associate changing that habit with the person that brought them to that group. So it might not be like, I was actually really inspired again by seeing those comments and the people in that group really take to the free group. And so I definitely want to continue to incorporate. And I think it also loses its luster if you do them too often. So I like that if we only do it, because new programs come out about 3 to 4 times a year. I think if we're doing it with new program launches, it's the perfect amount of time in between. And it has, every program has a little bit of a different focus. So the free groups can have a different focus. But I loved it. And I was really happy with what our team did. I did see that somebody that was probably from the flash sale, she got a sale today, and I was like, hey, you're welcome, coach. That was from us doing all the hard work. But I was like, but again, we just want to help people, right? And that's so. Good night, Claudia. So I just want to help people. That's all that matters.
I liked the free group. My only thought would be, for next, I do think every launch, like I was telling Laura, like, I think every quarter, like these would be great to do. My only thought, thinking of how it kind of died down with the info session, is maybe do like, you know, we did a 5-day challenge and then we were doing the info session and we were kind of trying to give them stuff to do until the raffle so they'd stay engaged. I'm almost thinking that you do still like the 5-day where it's the main focus, but you make the challenge like, say your info session is 3 days, you have a challenge to do every single day. Does that make sense? So you're doing your 5-day whatever, but in this instance, we would have continued to have them walk an extra mile each day on the day of the info session so that they were still checking in and posting that they got their walk in or whatever. Does that make sense? So it kind of felt like once everybody knew that the 5 days was done, that they kind of just like checked out some of them. And so if you did it so that whatever challenge you do is still continuing through the info session part, I think that would maybe help keep the momentum going from the group. But that's just,
and we had discussed both ways, and I think I'm the one that shot it down to keep it going. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, I think, you know, you test and you try and you figure out what works.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
right, you know what I mean? So
honestly, we could have, a different idea too would have been to take the hype group post and weave them into the week and make it something where, like, if they commented on those posts, like they get a point, like they track their points at the end of the week, or something that incentivizes watching the 30-day breakaway trailer video and commenting on the nutrition, you know what I mean? Something that incentivizes that. So
that sounds like a nightmare for counting.
Well, part of it is that you feel a lot of need for integrity with these drawings, and I don't. So
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said part of it is you feel a lot of need for integrity, and I don't.
Oh.
well, that's because there's people that are always counting and then they'll come back on you.
Yeah, I don't like anything that has to do with counting, but that's me.
Yeah, but I did just say, just so you know, I said they count their own number of posts and they can just report it, self-reporting.
Yeah, but then you have to trust people. I don't know. I mean, we can, again, those are all I'm not trying to shoot your ideas down. We can all play with them.
When was the last time you didn't lose a raffle and you wrote to the person and it made them prove to you that their raffle was with integrity?
Well, yeah, with the raffle, I get
Never.
that.
No one does that.
Wait, what? But we never asked them to self-report. We're always, you know what I'm saying?
It's okay. Well,
okay.
We can take that to the next planning session. I think these are all wonderful ideas, because I agree with Kisa that each time we do something, it's kind of like with anything, we learn from it, and either it's something we continue to do going forward, or we just toss it by the wayside. But I agree with you too, Laura. I think I hear what you're saying, Kelly. Oh, sign language. But I think that we should be able to trust people to self-report, but I know that you can't always too. So
and I'm not. It's fine. Like yeah.
Kelly has.
I love the free group.
We all know this.
What'd you say, Laura?
Kelly has control issues. We all know this.
Yeah, we know.
She wants to spend her time tallying people's comments on posts.
I don't want to. That's why I said I don't want to do the tallying points.
yeah.
But anyway, I gotta go pick up my kid in a few minutes. But any last thought? I mean, like, yes, I loved what we did. I think we still have 2 weeks before the even customer launch, and it just launched today. Of course, it launched earlier. I think it launched last night, actually, which always pisses me off. They say it's going to be at 10. I saw Carl posting that I think because it launches in the UK. And then I think it starts trickling. Anyway, whatever. I have to go purchase mine. I haven't even purchased it yet because it's been a day. But what else was I going to say? Oh, we had planned to do a brunch and biz this weekend. So,
oh yeah, I've already invited people to that, so we better be doing that.
Yeah. No. So I need to, but it just dawned on me because I told my VA to be inviting, and I told somebody about it that I'm like, you could either come to my live one or, but so I need to post that. So Makisa, you might have to help me remind me to post in the team page tomorrow, and I'll just change the date on the graphic.
Okay.
But yeah, that definitely can be inviting to the brunch and biz if people want to come and, you know, hear about what we do. And then obviously there will be a recording from that and that we can share. But yeah, I'm excited to have an updated version because the one that I'm sending to people right now
I'm on the phone.
is outdated, a little outdated. So, but anyways, I appreciate everybody for jumping on. If anybody else has anything else to say, oh, Lori does.
Switzerland. Rebecca Munez is going in for surgery, and I'd like to make sure that we either do a meal for her or just maybe send her some flowers or something from our
Actually, Keisha mentioned that to me, so I think we could do flowers. I sent her a gift card from me specifically. Like, I mean, I just not necessarily, I wasn't even I didn't even think team stuff. I was just like, saw the meal train. I'm like, I can't cook and I'm not taking her anything. So I asked if she wanted a gift card for like Postmates or something. But Keisha had mentioned flowers. I don't know if anybody wants to do anything else, but yes, we had talked about that. Maybe and I was going to ask for donation for that, and then send her some flowers.
Who did you say is having surgery?
What?
Who did you say is having surgery?
Rebecca Munoz.
Oh.
She's having a hysterectomy.
Oh man.
Yeah, so she'll be down for a little bit.
I forgot what I was going to say. Is her surgery next week? I think it's next week.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah,
so I'm down for flowers. And then also, are you going to do a post to collect money?
Well, I don't want to do a post on our team page.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do a post. I mean a group.
Yeah, I'll have to figure. Yeah.
And then, are you taking money for the raffles for the free group?
I'll post that in the team page tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I already have some stuff to give away, but yes.
Okay. Because I'll send you money for that too.
Okay. All right.
He said, thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
And everybody else too. It was awesome.
I just wanted to add in, I talked to Emily on Sunday, I think it was, and we had a great conversation about just her like business and where she needs to go next. But I just, of course, it like inviting. She's still learning inviting, right? Like we all are still learning inviting. But I just like reminded her, like, go to the champions page, search inviting, and just start listening. Like everyone does it differently, but you're gonna get wisdom. And I think it's just important to remember we have it in the back office. Like you probably know wherever you're struggling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there are resources. Just don't forget. Like you can just listen to a 30-minute call, and it might be that thing that's like, oh yeah, I can do this. Like just don't forget that. Sometimes I forget that we have all the resources are there at your fingertips. Like you can do this.
Yeah.
So that was my kind of closing idea that I wanted to communicate.
I like it.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies, my kid's gonna be waiting out at gym by herself for me, and she's gonna yell at me. I know.
Kiso, you were awesome. Thank you. We're glad you're back.
I'm glad to be back.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right.